What's going on, everybody? Justin here. The Winds of Change is the channel name. Thank you for stopping by. Today, we are going to do a deep dive into a product that I picked up at TJ Maxx that I actually sold via Amazon FBA and made some profit on. So we're going to look at why I picked it up, what it was, how much I made, and hopefully that'll give you an idea of some of the parameters that I look for that work, and that you can maybe get an idea of some things to pick up, maybe a different category to look at, and justify or verify your own methods or argue with mine. Either way, we're going to take a look at it. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, you've been watching a while, please subscribe, like the video. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Go ahead and subscribe, hit the notification button so you can get all the latest content that gets posted. And with all that official YouTuber stuff out of the way, let's go ahead and get into it. Now, we will look at what the actual item is. I'll pull up the Amazon page and stuff like that here in a second, but I want to give you the breakdown first. So this is what it is. Tailors of Harrogate Mandarin and Ginger Infusion, 20 tea bags. Says the supplier is Ollie's. That is not correct. It's actually TJ Maxx. I just didn't change it when I put it into my system, which I should do, but I didn't realize I didn't change it until just now recording this. So, it did come from TJ Maxx. Sold it on the 24th of October. And if you look, it didn't ship until like the 29th. So it probably sold before it hit got sorted out. Probably got scanned in and then not sorted and then shipped out a little bit later in Amazon. But anyway, so I sold it here within the last week. And it cost me $4. And I sold it for $15.79. Now, before you get all excited, because this is what people don't understand, right? When you tell somebody, hey, I bought it for $4 and sold it for $15, they're thinking, oh, cool, you made $11. That is not it. There are a lot of fees and things that go into this, especially through Amazon FBA. So we could look at the breakdown up here in the corner where it says fees. If I'm looking at this, Amazon referral fee. So to sell this on Amazon, they're taking $2.37, which is fine. FBA fulfillment fee, $5.71, and that covers the picking, the packing, the shipping, the packing labels, all that kind of stuff. So the total fees it cost to sell this one item was $8. So I had to pay Amazon $8 to sell this item for me, which I'm okay with because they stored it, they packed it, they'll take care of customer service, they shipped it out. Right. So, and they gave me access to their platform, which reaches millions of people. So $8, not too bad for all that. Plus the $4 that I spent on it. Total cost, total expense was $12.08. So after the $12.08 is minus from the price that I sold it from, $15.79, that leaves a total of $3.71 profit. So I did not make $11. I made almost $4, which is okay because I bought it for $4 and I almost got $4 in profit. So that's 92% ROI, almost 93%, which is really good. For me, my minimum ROI tends to be about 40. Well, that's not really my minimum. I look for about 40 as a baseline. If it's higher than that, that's awesome. If it's lower than 40% ROI, I think, okay, how fast can this sell? What's the risk I'm willing to take? For example, I just bought like $800 worth of toys from Costco, and I paid $30 for each one, and I should make 9 or 10, but it's Q4 and the sales rank is like 50 something thousand. So I'm taking less of an ROI than I typically would, but I'm hoping they sell fast and they turn around quick. ROI, if you're not familiar with the term, return on investment. It's a percentage of your original investment that you profit. So to put it in easy terms, if you spend $10 on an item and you make $4 on it, that's 40% ROI, right? Because 40% of 10 is 4. So spend 10, make 4, that's 40% ROI. Okay, so that's what it was. Spent 4 and made 370 something. What was it? 371. Let's take a look at what the actual item was. Here it is. And if you guys go and source at TJ Maxx, you are going to have seen these or something like it, right? They have these Taylor's teas all over the place. Not all of the flavors sell for anything, but some of them do. So let's look at why I bought it. For one, the rank is 11,542. That's pretty good. That's a good rank. The closer to 1 that you are, the better. All right. Now, the price was higher before. So it's down now from what it was when I sold it. But if you look here, you'd still make $2.26 off of it. I probably would have left it there. If it was selling for $13.29 consistently, I would have not probably picked this up, right? But let's go down here a little bit more. Look at the Keepa graph. If you don't know, Keepa is a paid program that you can subscribe to that will tell you the sales rank of an item, the price history, how many people are on it, and some other good metrics that you need to make good buying decisions. But if we look at this green line here, every time this green line dips down, we can assume that one sold because it's a change in the seller rank. So this is the 3-month view. And over the past 3 months, if you look, these things were selling for $11, and then they went all the way up to 14, 15, and then they were up to 17, and then they were up to 18. As a matter of fact, I think when I picked these up, I think they were listed for like 17 or 18. But then they dropped down, and I ended up selling them for like the 15 that I sold them for. And if you look here, this is the amount of sellers. The price tends to be higher with less sellers, and then the more sellers that there are, the lower the price gets. That tends to be how it goes because people are like, racing to the bottom with pricing and stuff like that. If we look at the month, they're selling pretty steady, all these down dips. I mean, they're not really flying off the shelves, but this is definitely something in a month that I would buy if it was selling this many times in a month. So those are the reasons that I bought it. It had a good ROI. It had a good sales rank. The price was fairly steady, and the Keepa graph showed that it was selling. Okay, so that is why I got that there. Just one thing you can look out for if you're not looking out in TJ Maxx, Marshalls, wherever you're going. If you're not looking at like the coffee, the teas, and the food, you need to start doing that because you're going to leave some good money on the table if you are skipping over those. So go out there, keep hustling. It's Q4. Honestly, it's been a little weird this Q4. I don't know if everybody's still recovering from COVID or what, but it seems like everybody's prices have went up and Amazon is not reflecting that. So there are a lot of items that typically should be good, but that aren't. This is starting to be one of the least spectacular Q4s for me since I've been doing this the past over 10 years. But then again, I haven't really been going out there hustling as hard as I have in the past either. So that may have something to do with it as well. But it seems like everywhere I go, it's either like picked over or they don't have their stuff in yet or whatever. But there's still some things out there as evidenced by this Taylor's tea. So go out there. If you're having a tough time, just keep looking. Look into different categories and find what works for you. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel. Take it easy. And until next time, I'll catch you all later.